to now be turned into one of the worst countries where
I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
Hey guys, it's Chad. I want to get into a couple of different things over the next few minutes. First of all, how are you? I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you haven't pulled all your hair out yet. I hope you haven't lost your mind. You haven't got lost in the chaos and confusion of the world that's going on around us today. I want to talk to you a little bit about the riots, the ICE raids, all the things that are going on right now. Donald Trump has switched his position, and Ilhan Omar has some interesting things that she would like to say about America. And you're going to get an interesting response back to that from somebody that you kind of wouldn't expect it from right now in these moments. First of all, Donald Trump came out last week and he said that we need to have a better system in place whereby the people who are working the farms, working in the fields, they're not fearing deportation because they're good people. We need to figure out a system whereby they can stay here and continue to work. He got a lot of blowback on that. Because, again, illegal is illegal. And a lot of people came back and said, no, we want people to be here legally, regardless of what they're doing here as a job. I personally understand the sentiment Trump was trying to get to. I felt like it could have been worded a little bit differently, but the Trump officials, with the blowback, obviously reversed their guiding, the reverse guidance exempting farms, hotels from immigration raids. ICE agents have been told, this is according to the White House, they've been told to continue conducting the workforce enforcement operations at agricultural businesses despite concerns about negative effects on the food industry. This is from Eric Doherty. He said, major breaking, President Trump announced a massive expansion of ICE raids in cities such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base, cheat in elections, and grow the welfare state, robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hardworking American citizens. He says, I have directed my entire administration to put every resource possible behind this effort and reverse the tide of mass destruction migration that has turned once idyllic towns into scenes of third world dystopia. He says our federal government will continue to be focused on the remigration of aliens to the places from where they came and preventing the admission of anyone who undermines the domestic tranquility of the United States. Well, I mean, I think that's what we voted for. Right? That's what we voted for. We don't want our cities to become shitholes. We don't want to see things continue to be pulled down to a place of third world qualities. We don't want that to be that environment, right? America is great. The goal is to make America great again. And that is the mission. And obviously, this becomes, in many people's minds, a humanitarian crisis. No, the humanitarian crisis was allowing, arguably 20+ million illegals across our border during the Biden administration. Now they're here. What do we do about it? A lot of people said, well, there's no possible way to fix this because they're all here. We can't find them all. It looks like the Trump administration, through the direction of people like Kristi Noem and Tom Homan, are doing exactly that. And people are pushing back. Obviously, we see with the No Kings protests that happened over the weekend, an estimated 5 million people took the streets in cities, 2,000 different cities plus, 2,000 plus cities across America. Trump's doubling down on this. He says, no, you voted for this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to expand these ICE raids. We're going to make sure that it continues to happen. Well, I think you can anticipate a lot more blowback on the part of those who would oppose Donald Trump and his mission. Ilhan Omar, this is what she had to say, and I got some things to say to Ilhan Omar. Listen closely to this clip and the words that come out of her mouth. Play the clip.
To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights.
To say that we have become one of the worst countries, I mean, first of all, what language are you talking, lady? Democracy. We're not a democracy. We're not a democracy. Stop using the word. You don't know what the word means. We're not a democracy. We're not mob rule. We are a republic. You are a congresswoman from Minnesota, and you need to know the language. You need to understand that we're not a democracy. We're not mob ruled. Every time this woman opens her mouth, more garbage is going to spill out. More, and you can set your clock to it. More anti-American nonsense is going to come out of this woman's face. Now she's going to call America the worst countries in the world. And the reason she's doing it is because the military is showing up to stop riots from burning our cities to the ground. Now, yesterday, if you missed the clips, we went over and over these mostly peaceful protests, or in many places they're calling them peaceful protests, where people are just enjoying watching cars burn out in the streets. Now, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Forget the fact that this woman, who's going to call America one of the worst countries in the world, really, though this woman has been coddled by the very freedoms that this country has given her. Forget the fact that she rose from a refugee camp in Africa to a luxury condo in Washington, D.C. She's still going to have time to go on a news program and literally spit on the freedom and the flag that has given her everything. It is the height of hypocrisy. She escaped a war-torn, lawless hellhole in Somalia, a failed state, a place where little girls are mutilated, women are property warlords decide who eats, and death is always just around the corner. You escaped the horror, landed in the United States, a land that took you in, educated you, protected you, and now you have the audacity to publicly and consistently lecture us about injustice. You have lost your footing, lady. You didn't just drink from the well of American freedom. You took a bath in it. You built a career on it. You became famous because of it. And then you're going to turn around and piss in the water. You say we're the worst because the National Guard and some Marines stepped in during riots that were happening in major cities across America while cities burned, property burned, roads were being blocked, violence was being enacted. Listen to me, ma'am. The military was on the street because your buddies decided that burning, a Wendy's and looting Foot Lockers was justice. You're waving Mexican flags in the street. You know better than the people in Iran and Tehran that are taking to the street shouting death to America. So Ilhan Omar, and I want to be very clear about this, she isn't stupid. She's not dumb. This isn't ignorance. This is ingratitude. And it's ingratitude on steroids, if you want me to be honest. She knows the truth, but she'd rather sell victimhood to her base rather than to acknowledge the miracle, which is the United States of America. She sees these soldiers standing in the street. I see freedom. I don't see fascism. I don't see my freedoms being eroded. You want to know what real tyranny looks like? Is when you don't have a military to protect the innocent. Go to these other countries where the military is actually used to oppress people. When nobody stops the mob from torturing your lives and your livelihood, when nobody saves your family from chaos, that Ilhan Omar, that's what tyranny looks like. America might be a place where things get a little dicey. We know that. But let me tell you something. When the National Guard shows up to bring peace, not with machetes to cut people's hands and arms off, not ordering people to rape and pillage, if you think that makes us one of the worst, then you need to go take a semester abroad in some of those actual hellholes. Try Tehran, try Caracas, try North Korea, and tell me how many press conferences you get to hold out there trashing the supreme leader. Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the chopper. He was on The View. They tried to bait him. He didn't take the bait. You know what? Every now and then, I never know what. Sometimes Arnold's going to come out on a side that I don't agree with, quite honestly. He's an immigrant. He knows what it's like to come here legally. He was the governor of California even. Play this clip. Listen to this response from Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think you'll be happy.
You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Yeah. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity. And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
So obviously he goes on the spew and he comes out with a little common sense, a little logic, and the barking seals all start clapping. But you can literally hear the buttholes pucker around that table when he says you have to do it legally. Legally. Now, they had no choice but to listen to him because he's Arnold and they're supposed to listen to him. And you saw as he was getting further into the idea of personal responsibility and coming here legally that even one of the hosts put her hand over on his arm, on his shoulder. It wasn't an encouraging, it was one that says, hey, okay, it's time for you to stop talking. You can go back and see that yourself. They do not like this. If you saw the cutaway to Whoopi Goldberg when he said, you have to go here, there it is right there. When you come here legally, and you could literally see Whoopi's face just go, it was bleak. Good on Arnold. Good on Arnold for saying this. He said a lot of things that we've disagreed with, a lot of things that he shouldn't have said. But let me just tell you something. Good on him for saying this in a place like The View. As for Ilhan Omar, let me make this simple. If America is the worst country in the world, I got a question for you. Why do millions of people around this world still dream of getting here, living here? Why do people risk life and limb to cross deserts and oceans just to stand on our soil? Why? I mean, do you think they're coming here for systemic racism? Do you think they're coming here for the oppressive military presence? No. They're coming here because America still works. The dream is still alive. We're not perfect. We're not. But when the buildings burn and the streets break down, folks, listen, I want a country that sends in the troops to restore peace. I support law enforcement. I support our military. The men and women that put a badge on their chest, kiss their families goodbye at the beginning of a shift, and pray they get to come home at the end of it without getting ambushed throughout the day. The men and women that put on a uniform willingly to serve our country with a willingness to serve, sacrifice, and potentially give their lives for our freedoms and our liberty. I believe in those people. I don't believe in the people that are handing out Molotov cocktails and pallets of bricks and letting the mob run wild and paying them to create violence and crazy chaos in our streets. So spare us, Ilhan, the sanctimonious lectures from your hypocritical mouth. You didn't build this country. You didn't defend this country, but you sure as hell have benefited from it. Now, if you can't show a shred of gratitude for a nation that gave you everything, then I've got a suggestion. Maybe it's time to pack a bag. Maybe it's time to book a flight back to Mogadishu, and you can experience life without the evil American military and the oppressive fascism, so-called, that's protecting your right to run your damn mouth. Do it. I guarantee you. And take your brother husband with you, and I promise you, you won't even last a week. Don't put up with the garbage that comes out of the mouths of these hypocrites. Still the land of the free, folks. It is the home of the brave, and it's still worth standing up for. I love you guys. God bless you. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. Do all the things that I need you to do to make this channel grow and these words get further out there, because that's what we do it for. We love you. We love this country. We're thankful that you're a part of the Chad Prather program. Do not miss a single thing that we put out here. God bless you guys. Make sure you're following me on all the socials, and we'll keep on stirring things up. God bless you. Talk to you next time.